Hey, coming up right now, brewing controversy. A school principal in trouble with the law.
Also coming up, AI turns its focus on toilet technology. Why it could save your life.
I don't know. A little later on, the fashion world reaches new heights as it teams up with NASA.
Ooh, Daily Flash starts right now.
Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Jackson.
And I am Mitch English. Welcome, our friends, to Daily Flash. Happy. We've got today's trends, tomorrow's talk, a whole hour set up and ready to go. And rat-a-tat-tat, we also got Matt Doolittle
How about that?
a little bit later on. What's going on, man?
Guys, one of my favorite podcasts is called The Dollop. They give you history about parts of the world and everything. I learned about a secret frozen seafood agent this week.
Like, it worked for the government, the agent?
Yeah, they worked for the Australian government. They were frozen seafood agents, and they would inspect the frozen seafood that came in, like the shrimp and all the fish and everything like that. And that was a job in Australia.
Very nice. I like a dollop of Cool Whip.
I do too, dollop of Daisy with your Cool Whip. I was thinking secret agent as an ingredient. I didn't actually think of a.
No, they were agents that were frozen seafood agents.
Inspectors.
Yes.
Like inspector.
Okay, all right, very good.
Bring it in, I get it.
They say everything's in a name, including your billion-dollar fortune.
Okay, and such like a company name or what?
No, and naming your kids.
Oh, naming your kids.
Yes. So I know your kids have really cool, very
family
creative
names. Thank you.
Names. I love your kids' names, but they're saying that if you want a top money-making child, that these are the best baby names that will probably become billionaires. Right. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
John,
like Rockefeller, sure.
David.
Okay, these are normal names. Okay.
Thomas.
Yeah.
Michael. Wang.
Okay, well, Chinese fortune.
I mean, Wang Doolittle wouldn't be. I don't know if that would work.
You never know.
There's a little blue pill for Wang Doolittle.
Mark, Charles, Zhang is on the list.
Okay.
Richard and Jim.
Okay, so if you name your kids that, they have a better chance.
Yeah. More traditional names, yes.
I made it, Jim.
You made
James.
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 So I made it.
Yes.
Sweet Baby already took over the barbecue sauce, so you can.
Yes.
That's fine.
As long as it tastes good, baby.
All right.
I mean, we're working on a family, and we've already picked out the boy's name. If it comes out, it's going to be Raider James Doolittle.
Raider James.
James.
I like Raider.
Okay, yeah, that's
I like
nice.
Raider Doolittle.
So, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Well,
sounds like an option, doesn't it? Raider or Doolittle? I'll raid.
Yeah,
I like it. I don't want to make fun of it. All right.
Sounds like an option.
he's going to have a time in college.
Like raid or Doolittle. We'll just stay at home. All right, moving forward, we'll go now to the Bluegrass State, where a high school principal there is in trouble for giving. This. I heard this. I'm like, what? He's in trouble for giving two girls, they're teenagers, beer at a booze-filled party. It happened at his home last New Year's Eve.
Wow.
He's 50 years old. He's a principal caught on camera giving alcohol to the girls. Their ages 16, 17. He was caught on the video holding a beer bong high in the air as both the girls drank from the funnel.
Now.
Authorities started looking into the incident after their parents actually found out about the video. The spokesperson for the Kentucky School District says that the principal has been placed on administrative leave first off, if you know they're going to be at your kids, there's going to be cameras there, first off.
Yes.
And then how do you garner any kind of respect if you're the guy that's doling out the alcohol? Not like a beer, like with a bong.
Beer bong. Yeah, I don't know if his college career got cut off short and he was like reliving some experiences, but anyone in their right mind would know that a Christmas party to give a beer bong to 16 and 17-year-olds is basically a path to disaster.
And it's going to be on video, and somebody's going to find out about it. So, and this is actually, it's sad because, we say so many great things about, we want our teachers to be honored and those that teach the teachers as well. But he's a principal that it has to look over to. This is like, what? Are you what? Yeah. I mean, come on.
I'm trying to think of some rationale, some justification. I can't think of anything.
He was giving them grades in one word: It's Kentucky.
It's Kentucky. Well, hey, I'm from there. I was born there. You would think it would be whiskey then,
Whiskey,
right?
yeah, bourbon, right?
Bourbon.
Oh, that came next, probably.
It probably came up.
It's very possible. A Texas startup named Throne is making waves after devising a camera that attaches to your toilet.
Throne, I get it.
This new tech is intended to zero in on a user's gut health. Once pictures are taken, artificial intelligence takes it from there to provide analysis on nutrition and hydration. The data can then be shared on an app. These new toilet techs sets start at about $499.
Who's the
I'm
guy
just
that's got
going
to
to
look
leave
at
it
that?
right out there for you.
Like, what job is that where you got to look at it when it comes in? Like, is that your gig or? It's like, they have those things when you go in the box and you have to send it off. Like, when you go to the post office, I feel bad for that person that has to take your box.
They know what it is.
They know what it is. It says it on it. Yeah.
It checks for your colon, that sort of thing. Now, look, there's no way a camera and toilet. It
doesn't end
10
well.
years ago, we would have said, absolutely, no, cameras should stay away from toilets altogether. And then what they're taking pictures of, is another Ben Affleck movie? It's disgusting if you think about what this does. But a computer, I'm hoping that a computer is the only thing that's going to be looking at it.
I'm sorry, but if a camera is attached to it, there are human eyeballs on that somewhere, somehow.
And you're just offering it to go in there altogether.
I don't even know.
Proof there's an app for everything.
Learn how to perfectly poison.
That's why because they don't have to do this. That
goes with Elon's Optimus robots, and it's all one circular thing.
Well, I'm moving away from it. We'd love to know if you'd get one.
Do you think that we might put an end to the toilet talk for a while?
I would like that.
Maybe.
I would like that. That's one thing, which was weird because I'm on my second marriage and it's two different lifestyles as far as keeping the door open. And I'm not used to the let's walk. Okay, we're doing this now, I guess.
I get the swing. I get the swing. I'm like, babe, no,
the door is shut, locked, and nobody's supposed to know you're in there.
Exactly. I agree.
No.
Privacy.
my time.
There are private moments.
There are very private moments, and I'm learning that not everybody is as private as I am.
Because I've on a different note, but sort of the same.
Please get us out of this. I'll take whatever.
Andrea, you're always good at pulling up the nose. Come on.
I know.
Take it anywhere. I don't care.
When a woman has a baby in the delivery room, I've heard many guys say it's not something that was easy for them to see.
I would agree with that.
I'm trying to be as diplomatic as possible.
And it's a weird feeling, Andrea.
Yeah.
I've got 4 kids, and you see it and you freak out and you're like, that's the most grossest thing I've ever seen in my life. And then your child is in it. And then like, how can this be related to?
Yeah.
And then you just love it and you forget about it.
Right.
And
different kind of experience.
You're talking, his memories going through my mind.
Closest I got is Ace Ventura and the Rhino from Nature Calls. So
it's pretty much the same situation.
Same idea.
We'll get out of this and go out of this world where astronauts might be wearing some out of this world fashion in their upcoming mission to the moon. We'll see. The NASA's Artemis 3 mission, which is set to land humans on the moon, just released images of their new spacesuits. Now, the design is a collaboration, get this, between Prada and Axiom Space. The spacesuits, also known as extravehicular activity suits, are designed to actually protect astronauts from the harsh environments of space while still allowing function and mobility. Spacesuits need to be heat-resistant materials and made of them, and they also need to be cooling elements with water circulating to help regulate their body temperatures. Wow. And what we've been talking about, they also have to have that installed in them too. No joke. While you're doing that up there as well. It's interesting to see that they went with Prada. I guess this kind of gets more excitement. Our space guy, Matt, what do you think about this?
It's a cool idea and it's nice to bring it in, but put some color on it. Put some flair. Like, make it look like a NASCAR or race jacket.
That's what a Martian we want to see, like showing up. You just left a circuit party.
Hello! I like the
Hello, Fresco.
I like the white. Very simple, classic.
Yeah.
Looks good with everything.
It does look cool.
Matches the rocket. I like it.
I like it too.
You can make it all work.
All right.
Okay. Speaking of fashion, Heidi Klum and her daughter Lenny are facing backlash for posing together in a new lingerie campaign. The mother-daughter duo wore different sets of underwear while promoting a new fall-winter collection. I've lost every single guy.
Hello, guys. Cameras. Look at your cameras.
Every single guy is looking at the screen. The 51-year-old Heidi and her 20-year-old daughter also filmed a video in which they took turns using an old camera to record each other showing off their curves.
Okay, and hey, it's mom, daughter, that sort of thing. if her mom apparently approved of it, right?
Have you seen their Instagram though? It's always very like, no, like I'm not hanging out with my like dad in his underwear.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Two guys doing this would be awesome. It's very weird. Yeah, it would be a different story. And then get that camera. Why are you video? Yeah, that's actually what's alarming is why is there a camera?
Weird. Yeah, it's a little strange.
We got more Flash coming around the corner. You don't want to miss out. We're going to tell you what the Minsky moment means to maybe your bank account. Could be a big deal, right?
And what signs are showing up right now that could indicate we're headed for another one.
Stick around.
Yeah. Hi there, welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Andrea Jackson. Move over politics. There are two more words more important than Trump and Harris right now. There is a certain moment in an economy that could change everything going forward, no matter who is in office. It's called the Minsky moment. Here to talk about it is Akin Oyedele, Deputy Editor for Business Insider. Akin, welcome to Daily Flash.
Thanks for having me.
So in simple terms, what is a Minsky moment to someone who might be unfamiliar with the phrase?
So it's named after an economist named Hyman Minsky, and what he was capturing was really a time when a prolonged period of prosperity and financial stability suddenly turns into a financial crisis, and that turns south from what was think of it like, say you're out at a party, a house party, and everything's good. The alcohol is flowing, everyone's dancing, the DJ is on point, and then the cops show up, and it's like, well, everyone has to leave because the neighbors are complaining. That sudden turn, and from what was a good time to a bad time, but in economic time, in terms, of course, is what the Minsky moment is.
So. What are some of the warning signs or stages that indicate a market is moving toward a Minsky moment?
So Minsky came up with three phases or stages of leading up to the Minsky moment. The first is what he calls a hedge finance stage. In that stage, things are stable, borrowers are careful, people are managing their debt in a responsible way, they're paying back their loans on time, everything's pretty stable. And then from the hedge finance stage, we go to the speculative finance stage. And that's when, because things are good, people start to feel like they can take on more and more risk. And so they start to borrow more. You start to see people being okay with like some extra interest on their loans, and they're paying only, the minimum payments, or they start to take on risk and hope to refinance later. Or they start to sort of rely on the promise of asset prices rising so that they can afford their lifestyles. And then in the final stage, what he calls the Ponzi finance stage, that's the riskiest phase. This is when, people are so overextended that they can't afford to pay their debts anymore. That's really when the red flag starts to wave and is a sign that a Minsky moment might be near.
So how do Minsky theories anticipate the financial crisis, especially thinking back to, let's say, 2008?
Yeah, so 2008, is like a perfect example of a Minsky moment, because what we had was a long period of stability in the housing market. Prices were stable, rising but stable in a responsible manner. And then you started to see people take on more and more debt, and banks, also extend that to people who maybe under normal circumstances wouldn't have qualified credit-wise. And, banks lent money easily, assuming that people will be able to pay, or assuming that house prices would rise and that would compensate for it. And so when prices all of a sudden fell unexpectedly, that triggered a wave of what we saw. So Minsky is, one of the people who's credited with calling the financial crisis, precisely because his theory explains how, that sort of ever-increasing level of risk-taking eventually crosses the threshold where it's so high that the whole house of cards collapses.
I like your party analogy. It's like we're staying at the party a little bit too long, right? Any current trends in the market you see now that could suggest we might be heading toward another Minsky moment?
Yeah. So, if you'd asked me this in maybe 2021 or 22, it would have been a lot easier to point that out because, interest rates are at zero. But something that comes to mind is still, maybe was a bit more relevant than is cryptocurrencies or certain corners of the crypto market where, people are investing not because they see any utility to the particular crypto or the particular project, but because they are expecting that the line on the chart is going to keep going up. And that kind of risk taking, especially for people who maybe have done things like cash out a 401k or take on debt, that is, that could end up being ugly, both for the borrowers and for the projects, the crypto projects themselves. So that's one example.
Gotcha. Ken, thank you so much for sharing some information on this topic. For more information on the Minsky moment, head over to businessinsider.com. Mitch, we're going to send it on over to you for Mitch English moment.
Much like a Minsky moment when the party's over. And then there is this. Thank you there, Jackson. This is interesting. King Charles III, he's actually looking for a little help, like by way of shepherds, to help look after his flock of nearly 2,000 royal sheep.
Ooh.
Now, if you think you're actually right for the job, you got to meet a little bit of criteria. First off, you're going to need a good working herd dog.
Okay.
A UK driver's license, and you must be able to legally work and live in the UK. Now, the job description says, quote, day-to-day shepherding will form the majority of this role with some assistance in winter housing and spring calving of the beef herd. So if you're looking for a little bit of fun, maybe you're looking for a secondary job, don't worry about it. They say herding cats. I'm getting better at it. I'm not sure if I can herd any sheep, though.
I watched one of those documentaries on the royal family, and they were saying that they have all these different areas of specialty, and one is the swan keeper. So they've got one guy who takes care of all these swans for the royal family.
Yeah,
I mean,
because it's like the royal. First off, if you're the royal swans or if you're the royal sheep or whatever, you're going to live the best life you ever can.
100%.
And people and they will hire people just to do that, to be able to just do those sort of things. So. I don't know. Could you eat haggis that much?
No.
Maybe not.
that would be a deal breaker for me.
For not only that, but for the King Charles himself. All right, we have got more Flash coming up a little bit later on. Oh, Jackson, you're talking about Boss Lady, smartest women inventors.
Yeah.
You're going to be telling that. We're going to have other things coming up.
Mm-hmm. And you've got Flash Travel. You're talking about some really great winter trips you can take that are very inexpensive and easily accessible.
You can get all that and so much more if you stay right here. Today's trends, tomorrow's talk, right here on Daily Flash.
Welcome back. In this week's Boss Lady, we are taking a closer look at the top 10 inventions by women. You might be surprised to know that beer, the windshield wiper, caller ID, and the dishwasher were all invented by women. Check out this great list compiled by tech company Huawei.
Number 10. We start off the list with the ultimate social lubricant, beer. Beer was invented nearly 7,000 years ago by the Sumerians. Although we don't have an exact date or the name of the inventor, we do know that the first batch of beer brewers were women. Could be a great icebreaker the next time you're at the bar.
So, do you know who invented beer?
Number 9. And number 9 is the flat-bottom paper bag. What? A flat-bottom paper bag needs inventing? And second, what even is a flat-bottom paper bag? Well, here it is. Before this, there was this. As you can see, the old version paper bags were more like envelopes and were very inefficient. It carried less and took more paper to make. A lady by the name of Margaret Knight came along in 1867 and invented the process of making the paper bag that we know of today. Her innovations revolutionized the paper bag industry by replacing the work of 30 people with one machine. Number 8. When Mary Anderson came to New York in 1903, she noticed how drivers that were on the roads there needed to constantly lean out of the car and manually wipe their windscreens. While this may have been a great way to get in some exercise while driving, it was also a quick way to get yourself killed. So Miss Anderson set her mind to inventing what we now know as the windscreen wiper. She patented the invention and presented it to the motor industry, but she was turned down as people didn't believe there was a future for a device. It wasn't until 20 years later that the first car with window wipers that used Mary's basic design came on the market, and the rest is history. Number 7. Josephine Couturine was rich. In fact, she was so rich that the biggest annoyance was the fact that the china was being damaged every time her workers washed it. But Josephine wasn't going to meekly accept that sometimes things just get broken. She was going to invent a machine that would automatically wash her dishes without anyone touching it. So in 1886, with the help of a mechanic, she created the first successful automatic dishwasher. Her invention not only had separate compartments for different things, but also used pressurized jets of soap water to do the cleaning. Number 6. Kevlar is a word familiar to online gamers as that thing that stops your character from dying 5 seconds into a first-person shooter. But in the real world, apart from being the key material for manufacturing bulletproof vests, Kevlar is also deployed widely in many other areas. It is 5 times stronger than steel, yet also 5 times lighter. It was invented in 1965 by a chemist called Stephenine Kwolek, who was researching the applications of liquid crystalline polymers. Number 5. In the world of inventors, there aren't many nicknames that can match the Sun Queen in terms of elegance and power. This is the nickname the scientific community has given to Maria Telx, one of the inventors of solar power. Telx is considered one of the founders of solar thermal storage systems, and she was a prolific inventor of practical thermal devices. Number 4. Before caller ID was invented, picking up the phone felt like opening a box of chocolates. But a lady called Shirley Ann Jackson decided to take away the fun of guessing and give us the choice to not pick up at all.
Please leave a message after the tone.
Shirley Ann Jackson was behind the invention of caller ID in the 1970s. She was also the first African-American woman to receive a doctorate from MIT. She was a brilliant physicist, and the research also led to the invention of fax machines and solar cells. Number 3. Ada Lovelace was a mathematical genius. She was so ahead of her time that she invented what is widely considered to be the first computer program, 80 years before the first modern computer was even built. She had written an algorithm for a computing machine called the analytic machine in her notebook in the mid-1800s. By a wide margin, she was truly the first ever computer programmer. Number 2. Grace Hopper was not only a real admiral of the US Navy, she was also an unsung hero in the history of computing. She helped to invent the first compiler, or to put it in simple terms, the first computer program that could translate words instructions into code that computers could read. If that's not enough for you, she also coined the term bug, as she literally discovered the real bug causing problems inside her computers. Number 1. Hedy Lamarr was a Hollywood starlet in the 1940s, so perhaps it goes without saying that she was beautiful and talented. However, fans who knew her only from the silver screen may not have guessed that she was also a brilliant inventor. Her most famous invention is frequency hopping, a way of jumping around on radio frequencies in order to avoid a third-party jamming. Although initially intended for military use, frequency hopping was crucial to the development of Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. A groundbreaking inventor who also got her own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, not many people can match that.
For more information on this story or any other topic you've seen on the show today, head to our website, dailyflashshow.com. Also, if you know a boss lady you think should be featured on our show, drop us a line. Drop me a line personally, Andrea at dailyflashshow.com. We would love to hear from you and share a new bossy story. And if you want to check out all of our previous Boss Lady segments, head to our website, dailyflashshow.com.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Right here. Hey, everybody. I am Mitch English.
And I'm Andrea Jackson.
She sure is.
And this is Daily Flash, your source for trending news and entertainment.
If you're worried about AI taking over,
yes.
I think everybody is. Everybody's.
It's a concern.
It's a big concern. Yeah. I think we have a little while before it actually happens.
Okay.
Now, we've been talking about the show about how AI is doing all kinds of crazy stuff, but it's becoming more and more human, which makes me feel better for some reason, because humans, we make mistakes and we have emotions. So there's this new company, it's called Anthropic, and they have their AI, which, by the way, their AI is called Claude.
What a horrible name.
Right?
Okay.
Anyway, they call it Claude. So it's called Claude 3.5 Sonnet, okay? And so they wanted to show the world what all their AI does. And so they asked it to do all this high-tech machine learning programming. I'm boring you guys just talking about it, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's what these AIs are doing. They do the stuff that we don't want to do that's just boring. They had a video. They started watching it. It started making all this stuff. And all of a sudden, the AI got bored and just started showing pictures of Yellowstone National Park.
Shut up.
At my hand in the heavens.
So it just went to its Instagram?
It
like
went to its, yes.
Where I'm just like, I just need a minute.
So it's doing all this stuff, all this coding and all this stuff, and all of a sudden it's like stopped, and everybody's watching it, and all of a sudden just pictures of Yellowstone National Park pop up.
So it's AI ADD.
ADD, yes, AI.
So it's AI as a 75-year-old man
Claude.
who's like, you know what? I want to see Yellowstone.
That's why they call it Claude, right?
That's a Claude. That's a Claude thing.
That's a Claude thing.
That is a total Claude thing.
So I feel safe. At least that bought us a little time before they realized
the robots to get as bored as we do with life,
right?
Yeah.
And then eventually, is that because they're bored? Will they, in their AI minds, will they think of that as being bored or ADD? You know what I'm saying? And
right.
somehow turn that into how they can make it better for themselves.
Does this give us our opening, our chance to conquer?
I say it is. I think it is.
Once they get that bored moment.
I mean, I hope it takes my board. It's just going to start watching Disney videos and sneaker pictures.
If it follows you, it's your AI, guys.
A Kentucky high school principal is in trouble for giving two teen girls
What the-
beer at a booze-fueled party.
man.
Yeah, it happened at his home last New Year's Eve. Apparently, the cool principal was throwing a party. The 50-year-old principal was caught on camera giving alcohol to the girls, ages 16 and 17. He was caught on video holding a beer bong.
Jeez, you saw the video right
in the
there.
air as both girls drank from the funnel. Authorities started looking into the incident after the parents found out about the video. Spokesperson for the Kentucky School District says the principal has been placed on administrative leave.
As he should. Even just the salt. Let's say they were putting non-alcoholic beer in it. Let's just say that. I'll give them that. That's still not. Okay, the kids shouldn't be at the principal's house who's having a party where there is alcohol and going to be cameras and people doing this sort of thing. And, only thing I can say is the principal probably wasn't in his mind if there was alcohol. Who would think that'd be the right thing to do?
It's possible.
But alcohol makes you think differently and that sort of thing.
But if you're the principal of a school, I would think there's got to be a switch in your brain that says having these two teenage girls in my house on New Year's Eve without their parents there is probably not the best idea.
Officer, I thought they were 21. They're in the pre-calculus class at your school. But what is it? If when you're in that type of position, the appearance of anything you have to stay away from.
The appearance of impropriety.
Did you guys ever run into one of your teachers at the grocery store for the first time when you were in high school or middle school and you're like, oh my God, they're people.
Yes,
I don't want to party with them, let alone or see them in a grocery store, let alone party with them.
It's like seeing a bear driving down the street.
You can't. You have and you have to have a level of hey, I'm your principal. I don't, by showing up there and doing something like that shows approval.
Yes, exactly. I saw this lady that works at my veterinarian's office at the grocery store. I was like, wait a second, what are you doing at the grocery store? It was so weird. And she didn't acknowledge me and I did not acknowledge her, but I was like, it was so weird to see her out of that office environment.
Where, are you just searching to try to find out where she, I do.
Do they fist bump the principal when they walk down the hall the next day?
Exactly, but you were messed up. Yeah, I know. You got me drunk. I realize that. We got more Flash coming up. We're going to have some good stuff talking about dirty sodas.
Yes.
We're going to do some celebrity real estate. We're going to have fun.
And winter getaways.
Yes. Don't want to miss out on that.
Stay with us.
Hey, it's time for some air, land, and sea. It's a little time for some Flash travel, right? I'm Mitch English. And folks, let's face it, traveling can actually really be pretty bad as far as the budget goes, right? So if you're planning a trip this fall or winter, we got some insider tips on how to get the most bang for your buck. Today, we're actually talking about 5 amazing destinations that are easy on the wallet during these cooler months, plus the top ways to save so you can treat yourself without breaking the bank. Ready to pack? Let's go. First up, let's head to historic Boston. Now, as winter sets in, prices start to drop, and that includes everything from hotels to attractions. You can book your flights for midweek and save even more, or opt for public transportation. It's reliable and cheaper than just renting a car. Plus, no doubt, Boston's winter charm, it's unmatched. You could stroll the cobblestone streets, catch a Celtics games, or just cozy up at a local cafe. Think of hot chocolate with a little bit of history on the side. Next stop on our list is Asheville, North Carolina. This artsy mountain town is less crowded once the fall leaf peepers leave. With tons of charming bed and breakfasts offering off-season rates, you can actually save big on your accommodations. And for you nature lovers, here's the best part. Outdoor activities like hiking and visiting the Great Smoky Mountains are absolutely free. Asheville in the winter is beautiful and budget-friendly, especially for those wanting to just take it slow and enjoy the scenery. All right, who says that winter has to be cold, okay? Think about it. You could head south to Cancun, Mexico, where prices plummet in the fall and early winter right before the holiday crowds hit. Look for all-inclusive deals that bundle flights, hotels, and meals for a flat rate. Seriously, these packages often are cheaper than just the flights alone. Once you're there, just spend your days lounging on the beach or exploring some ancient Mayan ruins. Trust me, a Cancun escape is just the ticket when those temperatures start to dip down just a little bit. Now, if you are ready to really fully embrace winter, Montreal, and it's the place to be. This French-Canadian city has some really serious charm. And as the temperatures drop, so do the hotel rates and even the airfare. Look for those boutique hotels in Old Montreal. They're really affordable and so cozy. You can bundle up, maybe do a little bit of ice skating, some shopping at the local markets, and you can also check out some of Montreal's incredible art galleries. There's a lot of them there. You get pretty much in Montreal some French vibes without that big European price tag. Lastly, it's Charleston. Let's talk about it. South Carolina. Fall and early winter in Charleston means fewer crowds, but still gorgeous weather. With mild temperatures, you can actually skip pricey indoor attractions and stroll through the beautiful historic neighborhoods and waterfall or waterfront parks for free. You can dine outside at one of Charleston's amazing restaurants, many of which offer seasonal discounts. So think of this as like Southern charm without all the serious savings that you're going to get. You're going to love it. There you have it. Whether you're maybe craving some history, some beaches, or a little winter wonderland, these destinations are not only budget friendly, but this time of year can also be packed with lots of personality. So grab your bags. Keep your eye out on those midweek flights and off-peak deals and make the most out of your fall and winter adventures without that big price tag. Do you know of a great place for us to check out? A place that has plenty of charm without that big price tag? Well, let us know about it. We'd love to travel the world with you. So why not just join us by commenting on our Facebook page. Just look for Flash Travel TV on Facebook and leave your comment. Even faster way? So much easier. Just go to flashtraveltv.com and it's going to take you directly there. And again, we love hearing from you. Of course, we're on social media. You can drop us anytime you'd like a message. Just look for Flash Travel TV. We got more Daily Flash coming up right here. Don't go anywhere. We're having lots of fun. Today's trends and tomorrow's talk. Obesity and type 2 diabetes are impacting millions of Americans. Here's Dr. Rhonda Randall from United Healthcare with more.
Well, type 2 diabetes and obesity are closely related conditions. In fact, so often present together that the new term diabesity is being used by medical experts to describe this dual epidemic. This is partially because somebody who is obese is 6 times more likely to develop type 2 diabetes over the course of their lifetime than somebody that doesn't suffer from obesity. Weight loss journeys that take into account a whole person approach to care have always been and will continue to be the most effective in improving your health over the long term. Well, some employer-sponsored health plans are now offering programs like United Healthcare's new Total Weight Support Program to help people on their weight loss journey. This offers things like coaching, progress tools, education, success kits, support groups, and much more. Speak to your employer about programs that might be available to you and get more information about United Healthcare's new Total Weight Support Program at uhc.com.
Hey, so what happens when life puts your dreams on hold? Well, Magnolia Network's Second Chance Stage gives performers a shot at reigniting their passions.
What happens when passion meets a second chance? On Magnolia Network's Second Chance Stage, performers who've put their dreams on hold are stepping back into the spotlight. With Tay Diggs as a judge and Emmanuel Acho as host, this show is all about inspiring comebacks.
I've been fortunate to live my dreams on stage and on screen, but not everyone gets that shot. That's why I'm thrilled to be a part of Second Chance Stage. These contestants, singers, comedians, you name it, poured their hearts into this opportunity. Their talent and resilience this season have been inspiring, and just wait until you see the incredible finale.
As someone who transitioned from the NFL to broadcasting and beyond, look, I know the courage it takes to pursue a new path. On Second Chance Stage, we celebrate the bravery by giving performers the platform to reignite their dreams that they thought were out of reach. Look, their stories, they'll inspire you, and their talent, it will absolutely amaze you. It's a powerful reminder that it is never, ever too late to rewrite your story.
Check out the full season of Second Chance Stage, streaming now on Max.
Hey, with inflation still impacting wallets, we're all looking for ways to save big and small. So we've got a new tip for potentially lowering your auto insurance. Here's the story.
Shopping for that 2025 vehicle? Well, you'll need auto insurance, and Experian has a great way to possibly save you money. Their insurance marketplace with ongoing rate monitoring feature does the legwork so you don't have to by comparing policies from more than 30 top providers to potentially find you a better rate.
All of our costs have gone up, insurance included, as a result of inflation. So our groceries, our gasoline, auto insurance are all taking more money out of our wallet. Experian introduced its insurance marketplace to help address one piece of that puzzle, and we comparison shop on your behalf, essentially. When we find a better rate, we'll notify you of that. What we have found is that on average, people save about $800 a year, actually a little bit more. That's really significant when it comes to putting gasoline in the car or maybe buying groceries, but helping you better manage your finances.
And it's generally recommended to evaluate rates every time the policy is up for renewal. According to an Experian survey, utilizing a comparison shopping resource is the top method consumers will use in the future to research prices versus going directly to carriers.
Our insurance marketplace actually can help you bundle things like homeowners insurance and auto insurance, which could also bring you additional savings. You know, we're often thought of as just a credit bureau, but actually, we're much more than that. We want to be a one-stop location to help people with all of their financial needs. And what people have told us is insurance is one of those areas where they need help.
For more info on the Experian Insurance Marketplace, visit Experian.com/insurance.
Hey, let's jump into Daily Flash Test Kitchen. The latest sickly sweet soda concoction has left the internet in a fizzy.
Ooh, a tizzy fizzy.
Tizzy fizzy, if you will. Thanks to the Hulu hit The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, it rhymes. Beverages known as dirty sodas in Utah have actually gone global. Protein Diet Coke, for example, has actually become a major mover, involving a hearty glass of sugar-free drink combined with a protein shake. Critics, however, are calling it disgusting and gross, and consuming the drink is essentially the same as, well, just chugging up protein shakes. So, take the nutritional value for what it is. It's a protein drink with added fizz. So since we're in the Daily Flash kitchens, we've got our protection done. And how are we putting this together, Jackson?
All right. So we are going to add 1 scoop of the protein powder. This is a chocolate gold standard whey protein powder.
Okay.
We're going to put it in the glass, and then I guess we're going to pour the Coke on top of it, the
and
Diet Coke.
We've filled these with that to save some time. All right. Now, they were saying when we pour it, if you do this, do it really, really slow.
Should we tilt it like it's a beer?
It almost looks like a what do you call a cake batter?
Oh yeah.
It brings a lot of foam.
There is a lot of foam. It does kind of smell cake battery.
Which I would imagine kind of gives it more of that shake taste and flavor with all that foam.
So then I guess we need to. Oh boy.
I might have a little too much on that.
And then I guess you just. mix it up. It's a little sticky at the bottom here, but we're gonna.
Oh, the drink.
Yeah.
All right. Now, so these, I guess the fact that, you just put halfway in. I filled it all the way up. All right, so I'll do it halfway on this one. All right, now as we, you mix that one. We're going to have our taste testers. So you do it right. You can totally tell, like, you do stuff better. I just fill it all in there.
Taste testers.
All right, let's get our taste. Hey, Mikey.
Come on in.
It's our
Matt Doolittle
and Sweet Baby James. Okay, now, James, when you were playing ball, would you take stuff like this? Would you be doing protein?
Plus creatine, plus a whole bunch of other stuff I can't say now.
Wait, that has to get stirred up.
my.
I'm going to give this one to Matt. All right. Bottoms up, boys.
All right, and then you got to give us your review of this. There we go.
Right. You ready?
It looks really
hope I survive.
Creamy in there.
Yeah, it does. Okay.
All right, I'll do this.
Oh, God.
That's a negative from Matt Doolittle.
All right, I'm mixing all this up. James, do you like it?
Let me tell you something.
Oh, wow.
Macho Man Randy Savage says, this is good, baby. This is good. If you want the power, you want to drink the Diet Coke and whey protein.
It'll make you into a wrestler, but I never liked these things
it's not
anyway.
Bad at all.
No,
it's not bad. It's really good.
No, it's bad.
It's
really good. Look,
it doesn't smell very good.
So thumbs up or down, quickly.
Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
I'm
not gonna waste it.
There we
There you
go.
go.
Here's your dirty Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Daily Flash. It's time for us to look at the lifestyles of the rich and famous and dive into some celebrity real estate.
Yes. Okay, let's start with Jeremy Renner, who is ready to part ways with his Hollywood Hills home. 12 years after he first moved in, the actor put his 9,000 square foot pad on the market for $12.9 million after buying it for $4 million back in 2012. Renner spent $5.5 million on renovations, which included doubling the size of the house and adding a separate recording studio. Renner's remodel of the home blends the styles of modern Zen with mid-century. While he loves the home, he is looking to downsize while he continues to focus on his recovery following his nearly fatal 2023 accident involving that snowplow.
So you know the road to his house is probably going to be nice and clean, right? Not to make a joke of that. Alrighty, a London residence once home to Princess Diana's father and stepmother has actually hit the market. The 5-bedroom property, it's not been available for purchase in over 2 decades and is now available for just $13 million. The 4-story townhouse first linked to the late Lady Di back in 1990 when her father bought it as a gift for her stepmother. Now the house is about 4,900 square feet in size. It was built back in the early 80s, and you can kind of see it still has some of that English look to it.
Yeah, definitely.
80s English look.
Definitely has that English vibe to it. Country singer Garth Brooks and his wife Trisha Yearwood have sold their Tennessee home for around $3.3 million. The home was featured on more than 100 episodes of Yearwood's popular cooking show, Trisha's Southern Kitchen. It includes 5 bedrooms, 7 baths. It was originally listed at $4.5 million, but the superstar country couple dropped the price by nearly $1 million after struggling to find a buyer. A complete bargain after they dropped it for
if you think about it. But even still, do you know there's somebody for that? In as far as houses go, $4.5–5 million. Yeah. I mean, while that is a lot, but if you got a lot of money, and Nashville's the place to buy.
Oh my goodness!
To say this is where Garth and Trisha live, you know,
That's
and
huge.
the TV show is there, you can sell it just like that.
I wonder if they have like the TV studio still set up in
that'd
the
be
kitchen. Because if so, if you're an aspiring cook or even like a food chef, that would be the perfect
It's all set up,
place
ready to go.
buy. Yeah.
All right, well, you got, you know, we'll go 50-50.
Let's go 50-50 on it.
I just need, what, $2.5 million?
We'll find an
Stick
investor.
around. Yeah, we'll find an
go
investor.
50-50. We'll share the house.
We'll do our show from there. There we go.
Oh,
That does it for our show. Thank you so much for spending time with us.
Be good, everybody. For more information on any of today's stories, all you need to do, check out the website, open 24/7, dailyflashshow.com.